Hey guys, it's Diana. Thanks for tuning in tonight for this special class on turning a split designer series paper into some cards, some quick and simple cards. I'm glad this isn't in person because I'm kind of under the weather. So my voice sounds a little bit different, but I promise it is me. See, I've got the stick on nails still. Still 3 weeks. They're going on 3 weeks. I'm telling you. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I just wanted to pop on here. I saw this. I got this idea from Mary Knob, and she shared it on her blog. And I thought, oh, this is a great way because it's really hard when you have a designer series paper. Hey, Susan. It's really hard when you have a designer series paper that has two different sides to figure out what am I going to do with this paper. And so as you can see, so I used the Nests of Winter on these samples. Aren't those cute? So fast and easy. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. But I thought it would be really fun if we used a different designer series paper. So I'm going to show you what we're going to use. So this is Nests of Winter, and I used a couple of different colors. You can see. Just pick some colors out of the colors of the designer series paper, the Misty Moonlight and the Pebbled Path. And I think I also got some, the rust color. This color that's in there. It used to be really rust back in the olden days. But anyway, Cajun Craze. That's it. Cajun Craze. But on this one, I am going to use, check this out. We're going to use this designer series paper. Yep, I love this paper. I've wanted to use it. I'm so excited that we get to use it on this. This is called Winter Meadow. And of course, the little deers. I love the little deers. So we are going to go ahead and get started. And I'm going to just show you, I'm going to move some stuff out of the way here. We're going to need our paper trimmer for this. I'm just going to put my trimmer down here. I don't know how to, there we go. So the first thing we're going to do is cut this. So we're wanting to cut this side. We're going to cut it at 5 1/4. We're going to cut it right down here at 5 1/4. And I've got my handy dandy little measurer thing. If you want one of these for your Stampin' Up! Cutter, let me know. It's a PDF file. I'll send it to you. You just stick it on there and you don't even have to do any measuring. You just automatically find it. So 5 1/4. Okay. I have that. Now I'm going to flip the other side over and I'm going to cut this at 5 1/4. Okay. 5 1/4. So we've got that. Now I'm going to take these and I'm going to cut them at, with each, the 12 by 5. Oh, hold on. We were supposed to cut these at 5. Sorry. We'll cut them at 5. But that's okay. Do we want to leave them at 5 1/4? Well, let's try this. We'll cut this at 5 because we need these pieces to be 3 by 5, and we'll keep this little piece here. And then we're going to cut each of these pieces 3 by 5. Okay. So there's that. See, we've got one little deer. Now the only thing with this one is it's going to cut off this little deer's behind. So on this one, but see, that's still going to make a good card. This one I'm going to show you a trick. Then we'll have this one. So it's only got a deer booty. And then this one has a deer too. So with the birds, it's a little bit different because with the birds, when you did the birds, there was always a bird in every section. There's a few more birds on it in the Nests of Winter. So if you want to use this one, it does all of them really good. So let me cut this one to 5 instead of 5 1/4. Hold on just a second. Let me get this. It's right at that one thing there. There we go. And then this is going to be another 3. by 3 by 3. Okay. So now we have 8 of those little pieces, and we're going to use this, and I'm going to cut this. This is just that little piece that we had left over, okay? And we're going to cut that at 1, let's see, let's do it by 5 1/4, because our cards are going to be 5 1/2. So we're going to do 5 1/4. Okay, so it's at 5 1/4 and 5 1/4. Okay, and we're actually going to use this side when we get to it. Okay, so this is kind of just trash over here. Let me show you what we're going to do. Okay, I've already got some cardstock cut. So you're going to want to need to have 10 cardstock bases. Okay, I picked some different colors just to see how they would look, since our designer series paper is just black and gray. I thought I would try to see if these other colors would work, kind of as a non-traditional Christmas card color. So let's just see how it goes. I'm going to now I'll put the light back over here since that's gone. I've already cut and scored these pieces of cardstock. So they're 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and then scored at 4 1/4. So a regular card size. Cut a regular piece of cardstock in half and scored in the middle. Okay, so that's 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. So these are all scored. And I've got them all put down here. So I've got some Pebbled Path, I've got some Moody Mauve, and I've got some Cherry Cobbler, just because I wanted to see how these would look. Okay, so what we're going to do, the first thing is so you're going to want, well, you don't have to, but like on these cards, I put a little layer of color underneath. See that little layer of color? So if you want to layer your designer series paper, so I've got these and I've got this, but I thought we might layer these on just a piece of black. I thought that would look that would make them stand out a little bit. See? Let me get some glue, because I forgot my glue, of course. And we'll start adhering these, and I'll show you how easy it is. So let me move this out of the way so you don't get confused. So here is our paper that we just cut. That's 5 by 3. And we're going to cut this. Oh, see, I should have left that little bit, but that's okay. So if you left it at 4 1/4 or 5 1/4, it would work just perfectly. Because see, I cut off that little extra bit. That's just going to leave. So you can either trim this off. So this piece of black is 3 1/8 by 5 3/8. So if we would have left it at the 5 1/4, it would have left a cute border around the whole thing. But I cut it off a little bit short. I cut it off at 5. So you can do either way, whatever is comfortable for you. Remember, with the glue, less is more. So I'm just going to line this up here. Oh, and I was going to show you a little trick also. If your cutter leaves these little hairy things right here, let me show you what you can do with that. Before you buy a new blade, go ahead and get a piece of cardstock or something that is just where you can use the corner, and put the corner in this little track here in the middle, and go back and forth and just grab out the little paper shards. See how there's little, hold on. See how there's little fuzzies coming up here? Sometimes that'll affect, see this little guy? all these little paper fuzzies coming out of there, that'll affect the way your cutter cuts. Okay, so if you're getting those little hairy things, before you buy a new blade, just go back and forth. Go back and forth on in your track right here. Back and forth. Get those little furries out. There's a tip for you. Okay, so we've got this done. Okay, we've got all of these pieces. What we would do is just layer all of these together. Okay, so we've got our 8 pieces of layered and our 8 pieces of paper. And let me go ahead and do the one with the deer butt on it too. And like I said, if you want to trim that off, you can. The glue thing is ... not a lot. So try to keep that in mind. I'll go ahead and do that just so I can show you, because when we get to putting them together, I'll show you how to, since this one doesn't have a deer on it, it doesn't have a focal point on it, I'll show you what to do with that one when we get there. I'm sure you're very creative. You can come up with something, but I'll show you what my idea was. So I'll set these aside real quick. And we'll go ahead and just use one of the gray. And here is, you go ahead and fold it on. And if you don't have a bone folder, you can use the side of your stamp pad to just crease that down. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and place this. And we're going to just layer that right up against the edge. I'm going to try to not cough or sniffle through the whole thing, okay? But we'll see. Okay, so we've got that cut and layered. And now we're going to put a little piece. We've got 8 of these pieces of white. This is just to layer on the inside. So these are 5 1/4 by 4. So they're just cut 1/4 of an inch smaller. You get to use a lot of glue on this. And you're going to lay it down here on the inside. Okay. This is going to add to our layer, because what we're going to do next, just to add a little more dimension, seeing how that's really pretty with just the black and white, just black and white. What I do is I just hold it at the top, both fingers, and then you're just going to tear towards you. Okay? Just tear towards you. I hold the top so that it kind of keeps it stable, and you're just going to keep tearing until you get to the end. Okay? And you're going to do that on all of the cards. You're going to put together all of the cards. So let's do a different color. Let me try another color. Let's do the Moody Mauve. I want to see how it looks. Okay, so fold this. Forget your bone folder. Use your stamp pad. And add a little bit of glue. See, I always put it away from my fingers so I don't get it on my fingers. I know I'm going to have to grab it along the edge, so I try not to put glue right along the edge. I know some people think you have to get it right to the edge, but I've never had any trouble with that. I mean, if you decide there's a corner that's kind of popping up, you can certainly put a little glue dot or a little bit of glue underneath, but I don't normally notice it. I'm going to go ahead and do the inside. I like to see when I'm tearing, I like to see the edge so that I can kind of keep it even. Okay, which is kind of hard because this is way out in front of me at the moment. Okay, I'm going to start at the top, kind of pick where I want, and I'm just going to hold it tight at the top and just do little small tears. You have more control that way. Okay, isn't that cute? What do you think of the Moody Mauve and the black? I kind of like the gray, but I kind of do like the pop of color. I wonder what it would look like on this. Let's do one more. Well, where did I set all my deers? Here, deers. Oh, they realized it was almost hunting season and they took off. Well, let's do this one instead. I'm going to show you how to do. So 2 of your cards. So 8 of your cards will be like this. And we're going to embellish them really quick. We're going to embellish them in just a few minutes, but I'm going to show you the base card. So we'll just use this as one of our base cards. Okay, so 8 of your cards will be like this. Okay, and 2 of them are going to be like this. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a piece of your white or vanilla, whatever color you would like, and we're going to make this the front of our card because we're going to use this as an embellishment. But I want to add something to this. I don't want it just to be plain. So what I'm going to do is I have the snowflake folder, snowflake sky 3D embossing folder, and I'm going to put a little bit of a pattern on here real quick. So with our embossing folders, you like the Moody Mauve? Good. Good. I do too. I think the cherry cobbler will look pretty too. Okay, I'm going to kind of be off the screen because I'm going to do some embossing here. When you use our 3D embossing folders, you're just going to be using plate 1 and plate 4. Okay, and here's a tip for you. They put this line down here. You always emboss with the Stampin' Up! Logo up and with the fold to the back. And you place your cardstock in here and you can line it up with that line to make sure it's even. That's what that line's there for. Now with this one, it doesn't really matter because it's snowflakes all over. Then put 1 down and then put your 4 on top. Okay. Sorry, I have limited space, so it's hard. And then just crank the handle. Oh yeah, with silver accents, that would be really pretty. That would be really pretty. Okay, I'm going to move this off and get it out of my way. Okay, and we're going to open this. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that fun? And so now you just have to decide, do those snowflakes fall up or fall down? I think they fall down. So most of them would be at the top, but that's just my personal preference. You can decide whatever you would like if you use this one. You could also use that really pretty plaid one. Now with a textured folder, I put a little more glue on just because some of the textured areas won't touch the card base. So I put a little extra glue on that. Just make sure it's all nice and pressed down. Okay, then I'm going to use this. So it's the back side of the Designer Series paper, that little piece that we cut off from the middle. And we're going to use this. Okay, and now we get to the fun part. Well, not that this isn't fun, but let's add some greetings. Okay, so what I did with the greetings, let me try to get some of this stuff out of the way, is I wanted to make these Christmas cards. So I grabbed Greetings of the Season. It has all sorts of different greetings and all different sizes. Okay, so we can either do, well, let's do a couple different ones. So I've got some little 1-inch squares or 1-inch strips, and I'm just going to use like let's just use, this has a whole bunch of different ones. So we'll do Merry Christmas. How about that? Just Merry and Christmas. Oh, and of course I brought a block. It's right here. Okay. And one of the things, sorry about that. One of the things you can do on your grid paper is I like to line if I have something like this, you can line it up on your grid paper. Okay. Then you can put it together like that. I can't see if that's actually, hold on. if that's actually lined up, but we're going to go with it. It looks pretty lined up. So we'll get, and I'm just going to use Pebbled Path. And with our pads, remember the little thumb holder right here? You pull up on that and then flip it over and slide it closed. Okay? And then I do tap, 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 and then stamp, and just firm, even pressure. Okay? So that's one idea. And we can just use our paper cutter or our snips to trim that off. And we can trim it off even smaller if we wanted to. Like I said, you can use your paper trimmer also. Sometimes though, when you have words, it's easy to kind of line those up so that you can trim that out. So if you wanted to trim like the top also, so you had like an even amount on the top and the bottom, you could do that. And we could just add this here with the little dimensionals. I've got my little dimensionals right here. I've got the minis just because I knew some of these would be kind of small. Better put one in the middle there. Okay. And the cool thing with this set is the Merry and the Christmas can be on top of each other too instead of... Oh, and this is our deer butt one. So let me show you what we're going to do here. Hopefully that's straight. Yeah, that's pretty straight. Sorry, I'm way out in front of myself. But since we only have like a little deer butt on this one, so there's not really a focal point, what I did was I grabbed the dies from Grassy Grove, and I'm just going to put my own little deer there. Okay, so we're just going to cut out our own little deer. And this is a die set, the Grove dies. So that's what I'm using right now. And I'm just going to cut that out in black. And I have to get this big machine back out, so I apologize. Okay, and let's do some cutting. And I am missing my, there we go. Okay, so when I do my cutting, I do it a little bit differently. I have my one, and I have my adapter, which is 2, but then I use a non-cutting, or what do they call it? A self-healing mat. This one's from Recollections, and it is 5 by 8, and that's what I cut into. So I will put my my black here, and my die here, and then my plate on top. That way you're not cutting into a plate, so your plates stay brand new, unless you let people borrow them and they don't know how to put them together as well. So then I put it in. So then you're always cutting into that self-healing mat. And I ordered mine off Amazon. Sometimes you can find them at Michael's, and some of them are Olfa mats. Sometimes you can find them, they're green. But whatever you can find, that's what I use to do mine, just so to save your cutting mats. So hopefully that helps and is a good tip for someone. Okay, and then if it sticks to your mat at all, then I just use a little scissors or my Take-A-Pick tool to just pop it off of there. Okay, so now I've got a little deer on here, so we don't have to rely on that deer. So what we can do is place this right here. And let's use a few more dimensionals here. And then one will even know that that's a deer butt there. They'll just look at this deer. And then maybe we could add some Stella on the trees. and make them all sparkly. That'll kind of be the silver idea, Susan. But we'll put this, I want the feet even, but I kind of want it right between the Merry and the Christmas. There you go. So there's a little added embellishment there on that one, since it's just got the deer behind. Isn't that cute? Okay, so on this one, let's do something a little bit different. Let's take one of our things and let's do a bigger greeting. Let me put Merry and Christmas back. And we will do happy, when we have holidays, we'll do happy holidays. Oh, they were both opposites. Happy holidays. And see if that's straight. Pretty good, pretty good. And that's going to fit on there, yes. Okay, I'm going to use the same color pad. Okay, just going to use that same color pad. I'll show you another little trick here. And so we're just going to stamp this down here. Sorry about the sniffles. Okay, now one of the other things you can do just to add a little extra is I like to cut these at an angle. Okay, but I want the angles to be the same. So what I do is I take that same thing that I cut, and because I want it to be the same, I'm going to place it right there. Okay, place it right there, and I'm going to use it as a guide to cut this one so that they look the same. And like I said, you can use any other embellishments that you want. I just love these deers. And I'll show you the all of the ones that I made with the nests of winter too. So we're going to put this over here, just right above my little antlers. What do you think of that? And add a few little sequins. Okay, so let's get to this one. What are we going to do with this one? Well, you can do a couple of different things. What we can do is we can do another greeting. And let's do season's greetings. I've got a season's greetings here. So let me get these off the block. And if you haven't used any of our stamps before, this is a photopolymer stamp set. So that just means that it's perfectly clear. Okay, you just reuse it on the same block. So I'm just cleaning them off and using them with the same block. Okay, so you just pull them off the sheet, stick that down. Okay, then I'm going to use this Season's Greetings. And I'm just going to use a circle punch this time. You can use whatever you want. You can even use some dies. We've got some really cool dies. So if you wanted to add some more time onto this project, wanted to add a little bit of extra, you certainly could. You could put some twine or something under this one. Add another little deer. So if you wanted to cut out another little deer here and add it to here, that would be really cute. You could layer this piece if you wanted to. So let's see, let me do, since it's white on white, but this one isn't textured and this is, we could just add some dimensionals here. I didn't bring any twine or anything up with me. And I'm usually very frugal with my dimensionals, so I usually don't put more than 2 or 3. But these are the mini ones, so let's see here. I kind of want it to overlap like that, but then I think we do want to do another deer. What do you think? Should we do another deer? Well, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and let you see the finished cards that I made. I'm going to finish all 10 of these cards. So once you get done, you're going to have 8 of these, and you can add whatever kind of banner or punch that you would like. I'm going to show you what I did with the Nests of Winter, okay? And you can get the idea. I just thought it would be fun to show you it with a different Split Designer Series paper. And when I found that deer one, I thought, oh, I've been wanting to do something with this paper the whole time. And I love this. And like I said, I think I'm going to add Wink of Stella. Maybe color in the deer with the Wink of Stella. Let's see. So here are the 10 cards that I did with the Nests of Winter. And you'll get the idea that's the same exact idea. Okay, so with this one I did gray and Misty Moonlight for the greeting, but I still used this, oh, maybe I used a different set on that one, a different greeting set. There's another one. Using the circle punch. Here's one using that tapered idea. Thanks, Susan. Here's another one. See, it doesn't take much to make a really cute card just using the Split Designer Series paper. Now you're going to have 2 of those ones that you cut the piece off. Now with this one, I was able to punch out a little bird from the other Designer Series paper in that collection. And I just put a little border around it. So I just used a little bit smaller circle punch and just punched it out like that. What do you think? I hope that this gives you a really fun way to use your split design paper so that you can have a different way to use it instead of maybe scrapbooking or something like that. So yeah, let me know how you like it and send me some samples. And next Sunday, I'm going to do another live and we're going to do this drapery Christmas tree card. So tune in next Sunday at 8 o'clock and let me know if this is a good time or if you'd like to maybe make it at a different time. But Sundays at 8 are kind of quiet down times unless the Chiefs are playing. And they lost today. Anyway, tune in next Sunday for this one. Thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know.